Motivation feels exciting because it gives us energy, hope, and enthusiasm. It often arrives at the beginning of a new journey when everything seems possible. We feel inspired to chase our dreams, start a business, improve our health, learn a new skill, or completely change our lives. In those moments, we believe nothing can stop us. We make plans with confidence and imagine the incredible future waiting for us. But motivation has one weakness. It is temporary. It comes and goes with our emotions, our circumstances, and even the weather. Some mornings we wake up feeling powerful and ready to conquer the world. Other mornings we feel tired, discouraged, or distracted. If we depend only on motivation, our progress will always rise and fall with our feelings. That is why so many people begin with excitement, but never reach the finish line. Self-discipline is completely different. Self-discipline does not ask how you feel today. It asks what needs to be done today. It teaches you to act even when you are not excited. It teaches you to keep your promises even when nobody is watching. It reminds you that your dreams deserve action every single day, not only on the days when you feel inspired. The people who achieve extraordinary success are not always the most talented or the most intelligent. They are often the people who have learned to continue working when the excitement has disappeared. They understand that lasting success is built by consistent effort rather than temporary emotion. Think about an athlete preparing for a championship. There are mornings when the body feels sore and the mind wants more sleep. The bed feels comfortable and the training ground feels difficult. Motivation whispers that missing one day will not matter. Discipline answers with a different voice. Discipline says, get up, because your future depends on what you do today. Every workout, every practice session, and every hour of preparation becomes another step toward greatness. The athlete who chooses discipline again and again eventually becomes stronger, faster, and more confident than the one who only trains when feeling motivated. The same principle applies to every area of life. A student preparing for important examinations cannot wait for inspiration before opening a book. A writer cannot wait for the perfect mood before writing a page. An entrepreneur cannot wait until every challenge disappears before building a business. Life rewards those who continue moving forward, even when the journey becomes difficult. Success belongs to those who remain committed long after the initial excitement has faded. Imagine planting a tiny seed in the ground. On the first day, nothing seems to happen. After a week, the soil still looks empty. Even after several weeks, there may be no visible sign of growth. A person driven only by motivation might stop watering the seed because there is no immediate reward. A disciplined person continues watering every day because they understand that real growth often happens beneath the surface before it can be seen above the ground. One day, the first green shoot appears. Months later, it becomes a strong tree. The tree did not grow because of one day of excitement. It grew because of hundreds of small, disciplined actions repeated without fail. Every successful person understands that emotions are unreliable. Feelings change constantly. Confidence can disappear after one disappointment. Excitement can fade after one failure. Energy can drop after a long day. If emotions control your actions, then your future will always remain uncertain. Self-discipline creates stability because it is built on commitment instead of emotion. It allows you to keep moving through fear, doubt, disappointment, and uncertainty. It transforms ordinary days into meaningful progress because every small action adds another brick to the foundation of your future. One of the greatest gifts of self-discipline is that it builds trust in yourself. 1. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you strengthen your confidence. When you say you will wake up early and you do it, you prove that your words have value. When you promise yourself to study, exercise, save money, or practice a skill, and then follow through, you begin to believe in your own ability. This inner confidence becomes stronger than praise from other people because it comes from your own actions. You no longer need constant encouragement because you know you can depend on yourself. There will always be difficult days. There will be moments when quitting feels easier than continuing. There will be setbacks, failures, criticism, and unexpected obstacles. Those moments reveal the true difference between motivation and discipline. Motivation disappears when life becomes uncomfortable. Discipline becomes even more valuable because it carries you through the discomfort. It reminds you that temporary pain often leads to permanent growth. Every challenge you overcome makes you stronger, wiser, and more prepared for the next opportunity. The people we admire most did not succeed because they felt motivated every day. They succeeded because they refused to let temporary emotions decide their future. They understood that excellence is not created by occasional bursts of inspiration. It is created by daily acts of commitment repeated over months and years. Every great achievement is the result of countless ordinary days when someone chose discipline instead of excuses. That is why self-discipline is stronger than motivation. Motivation may help you begin the journey, but self-discipline gives you the strength to continue until your dreams become reality. Every great achievement begins with something small. Many people believe success happens because of one extraordinary moment or one life-changing opportunity. They imagine that successful people suddenly become wealthy, healthy, confident, or influential overnight. The truth is very different. Behind every remarkable success story are hundreds and often thousands of small actions repeated day after day. These actions may seem ordinary at first, but over time, they create extraordinary results. The difference between an average life and an exceptional life is often found in the simple habits that people choose to practice every single day. Small habits may not seem powerful in the beginning because their results are almost invisible. Reading 10 pages of a book today may not make you an expert. Exercising for 30 minutes today may not completely transform your body. Saving a small amount of money today may not make you financially independent. Practicing a skill for 1 hour may not make you a master. Because the changes are so small, many people lose patience and give up before they experience the rewards. They expect immediate results, and when they do not see dramatic progress, they assume their efforts are meaningless. In reality, every small action is creating change beneath the surface. even when it cannot yet be seen. Think about filling a large container with drops of water. One drop seems insignificant. 2 drops seem just as unimportant. Even after hundreds of drops, the container may still appear nearly empty. Yet if you continue adding 1 drop after another, the container will eventually become full. The final result is not produced by 1 large drop. It is produced by the accumulation of countless small drops, added consistently over time. Success follows the same principle. Every positive habit is another drop that slowly fills the container of your future. A person who chooses to improve just 1% every day may not notice much difference after a week. Even after a month, the progress may seem small, but after a year, the transformation can be incredible. Knowledge grows little by little. Skills improve little by little. Confidence develops little by little. Character becomes stronger little by little. Greatness is never built in a single day. It is built through consistent choices that appear ordinary until their combined effect becomes extraordinary. Imagine a person learning to play the piano. During the first lesson, every note feels unfamiliar. The fingers move slowly and mistakes happen constantly. If that person practices only when progress feels exciting, they will probably quit after a few weeks. But if they continue practicing every day, they begin to recognize patterns. Their hands become more confident. Their movements become smoother. Eventually, they perform beautiful music that once seemed impossible. The audience may admire the performance, but they do not see the thousands of quiet moments of practice that made it possible. Every masterpiece is built on ordinary moments that no one else notices. The same principle applies to personal growth. Reading a few pages each day slowly expands your understanding of the world. Listening carefully during conversations strengthens your relationships. Speaking kindly each day builds trust with other people. Spending a few minutes in reflection helps you make wiser decisions. Choosing healthy food more often than unhealthy food gradually improves your body. Going to bed on time each night gives your mind the energy it needs to perform at its best. None of these actions seems dramatic on its own, but together they create a completely different future. Many people search for shortcuts because they want immediate success without consistent effort. They look for secret formulas, magical solutions, or overnight transformation. Unfortunately, real success does not work that way. Nature itself teaches the importance of patience. A tree does not become tall in one season. A river does not carve through stone in a single day. A child does not become an adult overnight. Everything meaningful grows through steady progress. Human potential follows the same natural law. The person who respects the process eventually achieves what the impatient person never reaches. Small habits also shape our identity. Every action sends a message to ourselves about who we are becoming. When you choose to read instead of wasting time, you tell yourself that learning matters. When you exercise even on difficult days, you prove that your health is important. When you finish what you started, you strengthen your belief that you are reliable. These repeated actions slowly become part of your character. Eventually, discipline no longer feels like something you force yourself to do. It becomes part of who you are. There will be days when progress feels slow and discouragement tries to convince you that your efforts are not making a difference. Those are the moments when many people stop. They forget that the greatest changes are often invisible until they reach a certain point. Just as water slowly wears away solid rock through constant movement, your daily habits slowly reshape your future through quiet persistence. Every positive choice adds another layer of strength, another piece of knowledge, another moment of confidence, and another reason to keep moving forward. Imagine a builder constructing a magnificent building. Each brick may appear ordinary, but removing even a few bricks weakens the structure. Every brick matters, because together they create something far greater than any single piece could achieve. Your daily habits are the bricks of your life. Every disciplined action, every positive decision, and every small improvement adds another brick to the future you are building. One day you will look back and realize that your success was never created by one extraordinary event. It was created by thousands of ordinary moments when you chose consistency instead of excuses and progress instead of comfort. Never underestimate the power of small beginnings. The smallest habit practiced faithfully has the power to transform your health, your career, your relationships, your confidence, and your future. Extraordinary lives are not built by extraordinary actions performed once. They are built by ordinary actions performed consistently with patience, commitment, and faith. Every sunrise gives you another opportunity to place one more brick, to take one more step, and to become 1% better than you were yesterday. Those small victories may seem insignificant today, but over time they become the foundation of a life that others will one day call extraordinary. Life will never be free from challenges. Every person who decides to pursue a meaningful dream will eventually face fear, distractions, disappointment, and failure. These obstacles are not signs that you are on the wrong path. They are part of the journey toward growth. The difference between those who achieve greatness and those who give up is not the absence of difficulty. The difference is the presence of self-discipline. Discipline gives you the strength to move forward, even when fear tries to stop you. Distractions try to steal your attention, and failure tries to convince you that you are not good enough. It becomes the quiet force that keeps you standing when everything around you tells you to quit. Fear is one of the greatest obstacles that holds people back from reaching their full potential. Fear whispers that you are not ready. Fear tells you that you might fail, that people will judge you, or that your dreams are too big. Because of fear, many people never start the business they dream about. They never apply for the opportunity they deserve. They never share their ideas with the world. They spend years waiting for confidence to appear before taking action. The truth is that confidence rarely comes before action. Confidence grows because of action. Self-discipline teaches you to move forward, despite fear, instead of waiting for fear to disappear. Every time you choose action over hesitation, you become stronger than the fear that once controlled you. Think about someone standing at the edge of a swimming pool, preparing to learn how to swim. The water looks deep and uncertain. Fear creates countless reasons to stay on the side. But no amount of thinking can replace the experience of stepping into the water. The first step is uncomfortable. The second step becomes easier. With practice, the person who was once afraid begins to swim with confidence. Life works the same way. Discipline encourages you to take the first step even when you feel uncertain, because every courageous action weakens fear and strengthens belief in yourself. Another challenge that everyone faces is distraction. Modern life offers endless opportunities to lose focus. Every notification, every message, every unnecessary conversation, and every moment of entertainment competes for your attention. Hours disappear without you realizing how much time has been wasted. Many people have big dreams, but they allow small distractions to control their days. They confuse being busy with being productive. At the end of each week, they wonder why they have made so little progress. Discipline protects your focus by helping you remember what truly matters. It teaches you to say no to temporary pleasure so you can say yes to a better future. Imagine a person trying to climb a mountain while stopping every few minutes to walk in a different direction. No matter how much energy they use, they will never reach the top because their attention is constantly divided. Another person chooses one path and continues climbing despite the difficulty. Step by step, that person moves closer to the summit. The mountain represents your goals. Your focus determines whether you arrive or remain lost among distractions. Discipline helps you stay on the path even when easier roads tempt you to leave it. Failure is another experience that every successful person understands. Many people believe failure is the opposite of success, but in reality, failure is one of the greatest teachers in life. Every inventor, every athlete, every entrepreneur, and every leader has experienced moments when things did not go as planned. They faced rejection, mistakes, losses, and disappointment. What made them different was not perfect success. What made them different was their refusal to let failure become the end of the story. Self-discipline changes the way you respond to setback. Instead of seeing failure as proof that you should quit, you begin to see it as valuable feedback that helps you improve. Every mistake teaches a lesson that success alone cannot provide. Every setback reveals areas where you can become wiser, stronger, and more prepared. A disciplined person asks what can be learned instead of asking why this happened to me. This mindset transforms obstacles into opportunities for growth. It removes the fear of failure because every experience becomes useful, even when the outcome is not what you expected. Think about a blacksmith shaping a piece of steel. The metal must pass through intense heat before it becomes stronger. It is struck again and again until it takes the desired shape. Without the fire and the pressure, the steel would never become strong enough for its purpose. Human character develops in much the same way. Difficult experiences shape your resilience. Challenges build your patience. Failures strengthen your determination. Discipline allows you to remain in the process long enough for those difficult moments to transform you into a stronger person. There will always be days when you feel discouraged. There will be moments when progress seems invisible and quitting feels easier than continuing. During those moments, discipline reminds you why you started. It reminds you that temporary discomfort is often the price of permanent growth. Every difficult day that you overcome becomes evidence that you are stronger than your circumstances. Every challenge you survive becomes another chapter in your story of perseverance. The greatest victories in life are rarely won in moments of comfort. They are earned during the moments when you choose to continue despite uncertainty. Every time you resist distraction, you strengthen your focus. Every time you act despite fear, you increase your courage. Every time you rise after failure, you build resilience that cannot be taken away. These victories may seem small at first, but together they create an unshakable foundation for lasting success. Remember that fear will always exist, distractions will always appear, and failure will always remain a possibility. The goal is not to eliminate these challenges because that is impossible. The goal is to become stronger than them. Self-discipline gives you that strength. It teaches you that your future should never be controlled by your emotions, your circumstances, or the opinions of others. Instead, your future should be guided by your commitment, your values, and your willingness to keep moving forward one step at a time. When you develop that level of discipline, no obstacle becomes permanent because every challenge becomes another opportunity to grow into the person you were created to become. Many people misunderstand the true meaning of discipline. They believe discipline takes away freedom because it requires rules, responsibility, and sacrifice. They imagine that living without limits is the real definition of freedom. They think doing whatever they want whenever they want will make them happy. At first, this idea may seem attractive, but over time, it often leads to stress, confusion, regret, and disappointment. Real freedom is not the ability to follow every impulse. Real freedom is having the ability to control your own choices instead of allowing your habits, emotions, or circumstances to control your life. That is the incredible gift of self-discipline. It gives you the power to direct your future with purpose and confidence. Imagine two people beginning the same journey. The first person chooses comfort every day. They spend money without thinking about tomorrow. They ignore their health because exercising feels difficult. They waste hours on distractions because entertainment is easier than personal growth. At first, their life seems enjoyable because they avoid discomfort. The second person chooses discipline. They save money, even when they are tempted to spend it. They exercise, even when they feel tired. They continue learning, even after a long day. They protect their time because they understand that every moment has value. The difference between these two lives may not be obvious after a week or even a month. However, after several years, the results become impossible to ignore. One person struggles with financial pressure, poor health, and unfulfilled dreams, while the other enjoys stability, confidence, and opportunities created by years of consistent choices. Discipline creates freedom in every area of life. Financial discipline allows you to make decisions without constant fear of debt. Health discipline gives you the energy to enjoy your family, your work, and your dreams. Time discipline helps you complete important tasks without living under endless pressure. Emotional discipline allows you to respond with wisdom instead of reacting with anger or frustration. Learning discipline opens doors that remain closed to those who stop growing. Every area of disciplined living becomes another source of freedom because you are no longer controlled by short-term desires. You become guided by long-term purpose. One of the greatest rewards of discipline is peace of mind. There is a special confidence that comes from knowing you have done your best each day. You sleep better because you know you honored your responsibilities. You face tomorrow with courage because you prepared for it today. You stop living with constant regret because your actions begin to match your values. This inner peace cannot be bought with money or achieved through luck. It grows from the quiet satisfaction of keeping promises to yourself day after day. Many people spend years searching for happiness in possessions, status, or recognition from others. They believe reaching the next goal will finally make them feel complete. Yet, happiness built only on external success is often temporary, because there will always be another goal, another competition, and another challenge. Lasting happiness comes from becoming the kind of person you respect. When your daily actions reflect integrity, discipline, kindness, and commitment, you experience a deeper sense of fulfillment that does not depend on outside circumstances. You become proud not only of what you achieve, but of who you are becoming. Think about a skilled musician performing before a large audience. The audience sees confidence, grace, and excellence. What they do not see are the thousands of hours of practice that happened behind closed doors. Every early morning, every repeated lesson, and every corrected mistake created the freedom to perform beautifully without fear. That freedom did not appear by accident. It was earned through discipline. The same principle applies to every successful life. Freedom is not the absence of effort. Freedom is the reward for consistent effort. Discipline also changes the way you see yourself. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you strengthen your self-respect. Wow. When you decide to wake up early and you actually do it, you prove that your words matter. When you continue working even after losing motivation, you build trust in your own character. This trust becomes one of the greatest sources of confidence because it is built on action rather than empty hope. You no longer wonder whether you are capable because your daily choices provide the answer. You know you can depend on yourself regardless of circumstances. Life will continue to present unexpected challenges. There will be moments of uncertainty, disappointment, and change. People around you may lose hope or become discouraged. Circumstances may become difficult. During those seasons, discipline becomes your anchor. Instead of allowing emotions to decide your direction, you continue following your values and your purpose. This steady commitment helps you remain calm, while others panic. It allows you to keep moving forward even when progress feels slow. Over time, this consistency becomes one of your greatest strengths. Success is rarely the result of one brilliant decision. It is usually the result of thousands of disciplined decisions made when no one was watching. Every healthy meal, every saved dollar, every completed task, every page read, every skill practiced, and every promise kept becomes another step toward the future you desire. These small victories may seem ordinary in the moment, but together they create extraordinary success. The people who achieve lasting greatness are often those who master the ordinary routines that others ignore. A disciplined life also inspires those around you. Your family notices your consistency. Your friends recognize your reliability. Your children learn from your example. Your coworkers begin to trust your commitment. Without saying many words, your actions communicate powerful lessons about responsibility, perseverance, and character. One disciplined life has the ability to influence countless other lives because people are inspired by what they consistently see rather than what they occasionally hear. In the end, the greatest reward of discipline is not simply money, success, or recognition. The greatest reward is becoming the person you were created to be. It is waking up every morning with purpose, facing challenges with courage, making decisions with wisdom, and ending each day with peace. It is knowing that your future is no longer controlled by fear, excuses, or temporary emotions. Instead, it is shaped by intentional choices made one day at a time. That is true freedom. That is lasting success. That is genuine happiness. When discipline becomes your daily companion, every step you take brings you closer to a life filled with meaning, confidence, achievement, and fulfillment. The world may celebrate your accomplishments, but your greatest victory will always be the mastery of yourself, because once you learn to lead your own life with discipline, there is no limit to the future you can create. As we come to the end of this journey, let us remember one powerful truth. Your life is not shaped by the dreams you have, but by the disciplined actions you take every single day. Talent may open a door, but discipline keeps that door open. Intelligence may give you opportunities, but discipline helps you make the most of them. Motivation may inspire you to begin, but only discipline has the power to carry you through every obstacle, every setback, and every challenge until your vision becomes reality. Every great achievement begins with a simple decision to stay committed even when life becomes difficult. Every successful person has faced fear, disappointment, failure, and moments of self-doubt. The difference is that they refuse to let temporary emotions decide their permanent future. They understood that success is not built in one extraordinary moment. It is built through ordinary choices, repeated with extraordinary consistency. Never underestimate the power of one disciplined day. One good decision can lead to another. One healthy habit can change your body. 1 hour of focused learning can change your career. One courageous step can change your future. The small choices you make today are quietly building the life you will live tomorrow. Your future is being written by what you repeatedly do not by what you occasionally dream about. So, starting today, make a promise to yourself. Wake up with purpose. Protect your time. Stay focused on your goals. Learn something new every day. Do what is right even when it is difficult. Keep going even when no one is watching. Refuse to let fear, distractions, or temporary failures steal the future you deserve. Remember that discipline is not a punishment. It is a gift you give to your future self. Every sacrifice you make today becomes tomorrow's strength. Every challenge you overcome becomes tomorrow's confidence. Every promise you keep to yourself becomes another reason to believe that you are capable of achieving greatness. Years from now, you will not be remembered for the excuses you made. You will be remembered for the choices you made, the character you built, and the lives you inspired through your example. The person you become is far more important than anything you achieve, because lasting success always begins with mastering yourself. So believe in your potential. Trust the process. Stay patient. Stay consistent. Keep moving forward one step at a time, because every disciplined step is taking you closer to the life you were created to live.